Personnel-wise, Carl, changes, you've only had sort of 2 or 3 or 4 days, however long it's been, not a long amount of time, personnel-wise changes for tomorrow?
Yeah, look, we're fortunate enough that we've got the boys that had COVID, they're back in, available for selection, so you know, other than a couple of the long-term injuries, we've pretty much got a full strength to take to Sydney.
It looks like a couple of long-term injuries, perhaps not so long-term anymore as well.
Yeah, look, Jaco and Kusini aren't too far away. Jacob Tratt is available now as well, so we're pretty much close to being back to having everyone on deck.
With Tratty available, how does your centre-back pairing go? I know we've talked a lot about the 10 different centre-back pairings we've had. Have you sort of got an idea what might happen at least tomorrow?
Yeah, we know. You know, we've done our planning for the Sydney game. You know, they're a very difficult side to play against with their movement and the way that they make their runs in behind. So it's important that we get that right. Have a good, make sure we've got some good speed at the back as well. So look, the boys know what they need to do. It's going to be a big game. So we just have to go there and get the job done.
Do you think you've unearthed one perhaps with Popović, the way that he's filled in admirably? Yeah,
look, Alex is still a very young player, and he just needs to get consistent games into himself. You know, he's had a lot of injury concerns over the last 2 to 3 years, so it's just a matter of him getting that stability of playing week in, week out. And you know, he's done well when we've called on him this year, and you know, he's definitely, if he keeps going on this path, he'll definitely be a good player.
Any boys that perhaps played the last game that won't get up, whether it be fitness or injury-wise?
Yeah, look, as you say, it's a short turnaround, so we will be rotating the squad a little bit. And as I said earlier, you know, we're fortunate that we've got a lot of players now available for selection. So we will have a little bit of a rotation of the squad, make sure we go there with a very fresh side. So we can play, you know, be aggressive with our pressing and be aggressive with the way that we want to play.
I know you don't like giving away names either direction, but can you reveal any that might go in or might go out?
Yeah, look, it's, as I said, you know, we've had some players that played on the last couple of games that haven't had a lot of match minutes this year, so they've, you know, done a great shift for us in the last couple of games. So they will need a little bit of a break and freshen up. And ready for the last, you know, big push after Easter.
Looking back at the game just gone, what worked for you that you were able to, I suppose, keep a clean sheet that allowed you to then get the win with just one goal?
Yeah, look, I think in the last game we were a lot more patient with the ball, you know, especially against the side that sort of set up quite well defensively. We were a lot more patient and kept the ball for longer periods, and then we were aggressive with our defending. Which we've asked the defenders to be all season, and they, you know, towards the end there, the last 5-10 minutes when Macarthur really pushed them, they all stood up and did their job, which was tremendous.
Have we put a line through Mo for the rest of the year?
Pretty much. He's still got a little bit of pain. We're sort of just still going through that process of surgery. I believe we're pretty much 90% sure that he will have surgery. You know, because he's a young player and he, you know, obviously wants a long football career, so we have to do the right thing now with the young players. So the best thing for him would mostly be the surgery.
How does that affect him going forward with?
Yeah, look, it will.
Mate, like, is it a long time? Will he miss the start of his?
No. Look, if he has surgery, you know, it'll be a 6-10 week thing. You know, he doesn't. You know, if it wasn't as bad as first thought with the break. We thought there was a break in the collarbone, but it hasn't broken, so that's fortunate. So it should only be 6 to 10 weeks. So I told him, you know, maybe he can, you know, if the team does the right thing, we can go all the way. He can maybe be available for the last one.
What's it like for him, for a young bloke who knows he might have, hopefully you do go all the way, but he might have played his last?
Yeah, look, he said he's disappointed, you know, because he was just starting to really hit his straps. You could see the big improvement that he had over the course of the season. And, you know, we'd taken a lot of time. We hadn't put too much pressure on him. We've sort of allowed him to develop as a player, because we want what's best for Mo. We want what's best for all of our young players, and we have a plan in place to bring them along. What's best for them, not, you know, just for the team. It's what's best for the young players.
And just in terms of the way you guys attacked the other day, it looked like the way that Goody and Josh linked up us really well, and was probably the best game Lockie Brooks played as well for this club. What's sort of clicking for those wider players?
Yeah, look, as I said, it's about more of us being a bit more patient. You know, a lot of games, you know, we've got into good wide areas and we've crossed the ball, when we were not in a really good position to attack that ball in the box. So it's just making our wide players more aware and what areas we want to target against the opposition.
And when Kusini comes back, well, I think he seems to think it might be next week, he hopes. How does he fit in now that you've got Hero in there?
Yeah, look, you know, Cass brings a lot of energy, doesn't he? He's very aggressive, so it'd be a great addition if we can get him back for the last 3 games. But, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. He's still got a few boxes to tick. And, you know, hopefully they can get ticked and he can be available for those last 3 games.
Could he play as a winger?
Yeah, Cass, as a youth player, all of his juniors he played on the wing. So he's more than capable to play in there because he's very good at running with the ball. He has good speed, so yeah, most definitely can play there.
And just in terms of how important the 3 points were when you go back and look at the ladder after that, it must have been a nice little...
Yeah, look, it's getting to the end of the season, and so every point is, you know, worth 2 at this end of the season, you know, because there's so many teams pushing to get into that 6. A lot of games of football to be played now over the next couple of weeks because a lot of the teams have to catch up with the games that we've played. So, you know, it's just important. You know, I've said this, you know, this last 4 games, 3 of them at home, and we still, you know, have to have the job in our own hands. So, you know, we pick up the points and hopefully we can get over the line.
And against the Sydney side who's probably under-delivered on their expectations. What do you expect from them?
Yeah, look, they're a quality side. They have been, you know, for the last 5 or 6 years. You know, they've, you know, make grand finals. They, you know, when, you know, everyone writes them off, they seem to get the job done. You never can write off a great team, and that's what they are. They're a great team. So, you know, we won't be taking it lightly. We're going there expecting, you know, a very tough Sydney side to play against, like they normally are.